Hey guys, welcome back to the farm. Hey, major thaw going on in Michigan. We're talking 40, 50 degrees. Everything's melting. My sand's even thawing out. We'll get to that a little bit later, but new spreader arrives on the farm. 4242 H&S HYDRA-PUSH spreader. This is our second one. Trading in our other one. Still got it. We'll take a look at that in a second. We'll look at the differences. They want us to clean it up before we take it up. Dad went and got this for us and paid for it. And we're waiting to get unhooked and hook on. What's different about this one's got the vertical beaters, and they are some heavy duty beaters. We'll see how we like it. The other one had the horizontal ones, kind of like our 195 New Holland spreader we had in the past. But these are just a lot bigger, beefier, bigger tires. You know, this has got a big front cage on the front of it. It looks a lot like the one that we just traded in, and I'll show it to you in a second, but this one came with lights, and it's got a big screen. It must be because I don't know if those big augers in the back will fling it and deflect it and it's trying to protect the tractor, but brand new unit. Story on this, well, check this out. Attention, return pusher completely in front before lowering the tailgate. If you don't do that, and we learned when we first got one of these that we were still getting used to it, that pusher right here, that'll hook on that tailgate and it'll bend it, and it's just not pretty. But here's what she looks like. Still's got some snow in here. That's not melting yet, but ended up getting this up in Cass City, Weiss Equipment. Here, H&S, since 1967. Founded in 67, proudly made in the USA. So, snazzy, clean, hasn't been used. A few weeks ago, we were thinking about getting a new spreader, even months ago. And they said, how long have we had our spreader? So I looked back on my videos. It was the easiest way to really find it. Almost 4 years ago, when we first got our H&S. So Dad and I and the rest of us said, well, maybe we should look at trying to upgrade a spreader and skid steer for us on a farm like this. That's kind of like just a cost of doing business. You've got to stay up to date on this stuff because we spread some manure and we run the skid steers every day. You got to upgrade it. So Dad took the lead on it and he said, I'll work the deal. And at first I was thinking, the last couple of deals I worked, I did the mixer and some other things. I thought to myself, yeah, if he wants to do that, it's just divide and conquer. It's just, more and more I thought about it, I'm not used to just having someone else do that. It worked out pretty good. I'm like, well, he's the deal master anyway. I'm not gonna probably be able to beat a deal better than him. Anyway, he's talking with burn-ups too. New Holland dealer, they had a Kuhn similar to that, Kuhn HYDRA-PUSH. And I was talking with Craig and Dad was talking with them, and then they were talking up at Weiss Equipment. Well, yeah, here's the other one. She's seen better days, but still works good. We just got to clean it up for him. It needs to be washed. So anyway, Dad's working the deal. A couple weeks in, guy calls me from Weiss and says, hey, I didn't answer. I was busy. Left me a message. Come get your spreader. It'd be a good time to come get it. I'm thinking, what the heck, Weiss? I thought we had a good lead on that Kuhn, brand new Kuhn, about the same size as this. I think he said it was 3 bushels smaller. When I was talking to Craig, I said 3 bushels smaller. I'd rather it be 3 bushel bigger. I mean, he's like very, very close in size. I said, yeah, but bigger, better. But we don't want it too big. I was telling my buddy this. We don't want it too big because we got a certain tractor that's pulling it. You know, if you get too big a one, then your tractor is going to end up getting stuck, and that's about the perfect size. So Craig, Dad then went back up to the H&S dealer and worked a deal. And then he called the guy with the Kuhn, and he says, I can't touch that thing. If you want to work that deal on that new H&S, that's probably your best. But we were being honest, because right now, not a lot of equipment moving. And I don't know if it's just size of these spreaders, but we're a pretty small dairy farm, under 200 cows milking. And a lot of us getting out of dairying, and this is way too small for a big farm. So I think they had it on their lot for a while. So Dad made an offer and they took it. So you'll be looking to get hooked onto this shortly. We're going to hook that 4240 on it. That's kind of what we're waiting on. We're going to get the duals on it. So next time you see this, I'm going to have her hooked up to a John Deere. The other one will be cleaned up, taken up to the dealer, and then we're going to clean that white up because that's going to go back into semi-retirement mode. But there's your new spreader, H&S HYDRA-PUSH. Got the vertical beaters this time, and it was a little bit more. I mean, this is a spreader they had in stock, is why we ended up getting it. But I was leaning towards the vertical beaters. A lot of guys you guys told me to. It's supposed to give a lot evener spread, so stay tuned for that. We want that spreaded out. We don't want a bunch of lumps in the field. Update on your ground corn. I've done mixed this with the snappage out of that silo. The silo's still got some in it. We're going to take a peek in it. But I've done mixed it for the last month. And now I've got mineral and salt mixed in this mix. I'm feeding them 600 pounds per batch. Man, that smell, that's some good stuff. And what I'll do is, now that this is how I'm going to be feeding now for at least the end of this year. I've got my haylage, my corn silage, ground corn mixed with mineral and salt. And I think my components are going to go up. I'm going to show you my components once they get eating it for the next couple weeks for sure. We'll see if they actually do go up. I think they will, but what's left in the grain silo here, probably 4 foot. Can't believe it. So I'm feeding that now. I can't let it sit there. I don't want it to go bad, but this warmer temperatures, you got to feed out of these silos. I've been feeding it to my heifers. I've been feeding the heifers in them barns corn silage every other day. Well, since I'm not feeding this in the TMR now, I'm going to empty it out to the heifers. It's pretty darn good stuff. Yeah, here's what you're seeing. A lot of husk in it. I actually jumped in there, got the door out, and here's how she looks. Really, really good. And she's about empty. But I mean, I might have another month feeding out of this. This is a darn good silo, solid as a rock. The other ones aren't as safe, but this one, I'd venture to say she's gonna be around a while. I gotta ask you guys, have you ever known anybody that stored dry corn in one of these? I would think you'd have to put a bunch more bands on it, but is anybody that blows dry corn in there? And will that keep? I don't know. I'm asking because I'd like to try to utilize it in the future if that's possible. You know, dry your corn, blow the corn in there, and then try to cut like a gravity flow to unload it. I mean, you'd probably get 25, 30,000 bushel dried shelled corn in there, I think. What else is going on? Well, I emptied out an ag bag and I'm switched over to third cutting now. How I do that is I take the forks, kind of push the sides of the bags in, then I'll go in there with a skid steer bucket. I don't use my loader. A skid steer bucket, you can just see a little more. And I'll just start carting it over to that next bag. When you got a bag you're opening right next to it, works out really good. You just stump it and dump it there, and then scoop up the plastic, and you're on your way. As you can see, there's a little bit of waste out here, but I got some good gravel. This is all gravel, that big gravel pad. She's seen better days, but I'll get her whipped up into shape this spring. Here's your third cutting. I got this bag opened up pretty good. Definitely a little drier than what my last bag was, but nonetheless, she's pretty good. I actually do like it a little wetter like that. I think the cows do better on it. But as this bag goes down, it gets a little lumpier. So that means when you see the bag all lumped out like that, that means it was pretty wet being chopped or bagged in there. But hey, I got a question. You guys that use the bunkers. I seen a guy on Facebook. He got a bunch of snow. He had like 2 foot on top of his big bunker pile. Couldn't even get the plastic off it barely. And he said, this is a pain in the butt. And it got me thinking, these bags, not a lot of snow sits on them. They just kind of fall to the side. Especially my corn silage bag. I had a major west wind. It's way over there. You know, there's 6 bags next to this. So it's way over there. And it just, you kind of just burrow into it. You tunnel into it. And these banks of snow will be next to it. And you kind of blade them out of the way. But I don't know if the guy had the plastic on top, just like froze. He couldn't even peel the top layer of that pile off. Leave me a comment if you guys ever experienced that. I would think the bags, I'm starting to think they might, I mean, we're definitely staying this way for a while. On this size farm, we might just stick with them. I don't really know if I'd want a 3 foot of snow on top that I couldn't move. I moseyed on in this barnyard. Yeah, my sand pile's starting to thaw out. What I'd do is I'd dig into it and drop a bunch down to get it to bust up. Most of these stalls, they were extremely low, but I got them filled up now. I don't want to talk as loud. I don't want to scare them. But you can see they're laying in them right. I was telling my buddy this morning when we were texting, I said, man, they were coming in milking this morning, leaking milk. I said, these cows are loving this weather. They've got good, fluffy sand. See how they're all laying the right direction? They got good, fluffy sand. The feed's right. The weather's good. They're living good. So the cows are happy. I'm interested to see what kind of components we can get, that butter fat and protein and everything out of with the straight ground corn that I'm feeding now. But yeah, cows are, they're doing good. They're feeling good. I've got a couple more sections to put sand in, but other than that, I've got most of them bedded up properly, and we're talking the next few days are going to be warm like this. So yeah, you can't beat that. Here's a cluster of them, 2, 4, 6 of them. I got a couple laying backwards way down there, but you're not going to get them all. There's a heifer there. Nice, kind little heifer. You can tell by the way she's looking curious in her eyes. She's getting ready to pop, but not quite. Look at the bag on her. She's a beast. We'll be putting her in the maternity pen, the calving pen, shortly. She gets a little bit closer. I tell you what, it feels good to be opening these barns back up. Feels like spring. I don't think it's gonna stay like this. I'm probably gonna cool back off at some point. Hey baby, this is a nice little cow here. But it sure is a nice to thaw. I mean, there'll be no snow here shortly. Next time you guys see me, there'll probably be no snow. But we've had some good luck with some calving lately. I can show you a couple calves. Had some heifers come in. Actually moved all of our heifers. Moved about 10 heifers down the dry cow lot. That's down there with a bunch of other bred heifers where they're down there with a bull. They're big enough breeding size to get bred. And then we moved every pen over, different sizes to get that are bigger, move them all the way down, cleaned every pen, because all them pens were hard and froze. Now they got fresh straw and life's good. Entering the calf barn. Oh, they hear me. The baby calves hear me. Like I said, my little brother Greg takes care of these mainly. He does a fantastic job. I'll show you the little guy born this morning. Little crossbred, and at first I said that might be Tyson's calf. I haven't seen a lot of Tyson's calves. He's only been here for 9 months, 10 months, so you're gonna start seeing him soon. Obviously they carry a calf for nine months in the mom's belly, but Greg says no. I mean, this has got a tint of brown. The face is brown and black with them spotted legs. Craig says no, that's that crossbred bull, that big boy that was coming at me. We done shipped him to the Marlette Express, probably a month and a half ago, but he's got he's got a bunch more babies coming because he bred all them heifers out here. There'll be 24 more coming in, but yeah, this is just kind of a small little baby, and like I said, they're happy, they're healthy. This guy's jacket came off him, but he looks to be warming off. Hey, buddy. Here's a purebred Holstein. And what else do we got here? What's this guy? This guy's got his head out just sunbathing. See that little speck on its nose? This is that big crossbred bull's offspring too. Yeah, look at its leg. This is a powerful, spunky little calf right here. How you doing, buddy? Don't be shy. Watch. You get him to suck on your hand. Here, buddy. Come on. Come on. Oh. No, he's not in the mood. That's a nice calf. That's a very nice calf. There's no milk there, bud, but... Atta girl. Bah. Bah. Guys, Rochelle met us out here.
Yeah.
We haven't seen her in a while.
Garland down.
She wants to take this garland down. Christmas is over. I mean, it's holding up pretty good. I wanted to show you the kids out here riding their bikes, but they already went back in. You can see their tracks. This old asphalt, it's good for the kids. It gives them a smooth surface. On that note, guys, that's your rundown. New spreader came. Thanks for sticking around. See you next one. God bless.
Thank you.